Hello, Henry here, welcome back to another round of gaming, and today it is a continuation, of course, of Never Second in Rome. We are in part 13. We're continuing from last time. I think a fight is imminent, not quite sure. You awaken to the sound of trumpets blast. It is still dark. You grab your equipment and go outside. After a few minutes of confusion, you are told what is happening. The Pompeians are trying to sneak off. The trumpets blared on Caesar's order to inform the enemy that he knows what they are doing. After a short while, it is reported that the cohorts that left the opposite camp are backtracking. The idea of marching at night with your side, giving chase, must not be appealing. You go back to sleep. So we're playing the mind games here. Neither army abandons the high ground during the next day, but a party of scouts brings back the interesting information. There are 5 miles of mostly flat terrain not far ahead, followed by an uneven and hilly area. Whoever reaches that place first can effectively bar the way to the rival. There's only one problem: the enemy camp is between you and your destination. Your whole army sets off at dawn, pretending to be heading elsewhere, closely following Caesar's instruction. You can hear the soldiers of Pompeius camp mocking you. They believe that you are short of supply and that you are going back to Ilerda. You can no longer hear them when your long column changes direction, but after a while you see them pouring out of their base. The race has begun. Caesar's cavalry makes full use of its vast numbers to harry and slow their enemies. Your path is longer and a lot more difficult, but you're getting ahead. And your legion arrives first. Caesar deploys them in a battle array before the hilly ground, rather than face you while your mounted force is behind him. Epirus leaves the plain and moves on to the first hill he finds in his vicinity. After a while, he sends 4 cohorts of Cetrati back on the plain to capture a higher mountain in the distance, perhaps in a bid to open a new path to the Ebro and the pontoon bridge. Your cavalry is waiting for them. Light infantry has good mobility, but it has no chance when outnumbered by horsemen in open ground. It's a massacre. Officers of all ranks insist with Caesar that he should assault the enemy on the hill and be done with it. The Pompeians are trapped. It may take a while, but there's a good chance that they will eventually surrender without fight. Fight is not necessary. The Pompeians are trapped. It may take a while, but there's a good chance that they will eventually surrender without a fight. Yeah, I think not fighting is sometimes a good way. You disagree, fighting is not necessary. A group of peers is going to speak to Caesar. They want to convince him to strike now. You are of a different opinion and refuse to join them. Caesar's opinion is up and Humanitas is up. Later you ask one of them what has transpired. Visibly annoyed, he tells you that Caesar agreed to meet them but brushed off their advice. While he did not look displeased with their enthusiasm, he told them that the sword is not the solution to all problems. Commander must also use wisdom and judgment to achieve his goal. You remember a similar circumstance near Avaricum about 3 years ago, when he also refused to squander the lives of the soldiers in an unnecessary uphill battle. Epirus and Petraeus retrace their steps to their camp. Caesar protects the hill with a strong garrison so that the path to the river Ebro is denied to the Pompeians, then sends up camp as close as possible to theirs. From there, your cavalry is constantly threatening their water carriers. The enemy begins to fortify the path to the river Sicorus. Then something unexpected happens. A growing number of soldiers are at the rampart talking with someone on the other side. You approach, curious to see what's going on, and there's a small crowd outside. Legionnaires of the other army, more are coming over from their camp. One of them is talking to a soldier next to you. He says that his name is Marcus Canidius, and he's looking for his cousin Titus, who served in the 4th cohort of the 10th. You do not know him. But you know 2 centurions from that cohort. Go ask them. Stop to chat a little with this Marcus Canidius and the rest of the folks. Threaten him, tell him he'd better get back to his camp before he's hurt. Make up that his cousin is dead. We're gonna ask around. We go ask. Neither of them knows Titus Canidius, but they turn your questions to another colleague of theirs. Marcus is lucky. His cousin is in this man's century. As soon as he's informed, Titus hurries to the rampart with the enthusiasm of a child. Humanitas and integrity goes up. Apparently, Epirus and Petraeus are away to supervise the external defensive works, and some of their legionnaires are using the break to come and look for their friends and relatives in your army. Some manage to find them and are invited in. Some of your faction receive similar invitations to visit the Pompeian camp and spend time together. Caesar, for his part, is not displeased at all with this turn of events. He lets the men mingle freely with their counterparts. So that's when you're of different opinions, but still can live together. Interesting. Very interesting. Lycanius asks you for permission to follow someone new friend of his to the other camp. Lacianus here. Neas, let him go. He thanks you and leaves. Sometime later, you hear the thunder of hooves and wild battle cries on the ground outside. You can scarcely believe it, but you are told that the crowd was attacked and dispelled by the enemy cavalry and by the Catrati. Those belonging to your army who were there had to fight their way back to camp. Some did not make it and were killed on the spot. More are still inside the enemy base, and you do not know what has become of them. Lacianus is nowhere to be seen. There are soldiers of the opposite side in your camp too. They seem genuinely dumbfounded by the latest development. By Caesar's order, you must continue to treat them as guests. No harm must come to them. At night, most of your army soldiers, still unaccounted for, come back in small groups. Lacianus is among them. He tells you that he saw and heard while he was among the enemy. Everything was going fine until Afranius and Petreius returned. Afranius seemed inclined to accept the new status quo and negotiate, but Petreius wanted none of it. By his own initiative, the auxiliaries of his personal guard charged the men who were talking in the open. He then ordered his legionnaires inside the camp to turn over any Caesarian soldiers who were with them for execution. Thankfully, the bulk of them disobeyed and kept their new companions hidden until nightfall. Then they helped them escape. Caesar chooses not to retaliate. All the Pompeians who are still with you are allowed to leave. Those who prefer to stay permanently are welcome. With each day passing, more deserters from Afranius' camp join you. This time they are native auxiliaries. They left with less provisions than the legionnaires, and now they are almost out of food. In fact, after a while, the enemy sets off in a desperate attempt to make it back to Ilerda. Your cavalry keeps tormenting them, making their march hopelessly slow, and after several failed attempts to get rid of their pursuers, they are forced to set up camp in a very bad position, hard to defend, with no access to water. They start building an external bulwark to reach a better position. Caesar responds with a defensive line of his own to keep them confined. The legions include your century. Get to work. Okay. It's a difficulty 3. We should be fine with, I think, 2 points of quality here. Yeah, we're looking fine. 1 point of quality. Do we risk a second one? Let's go further and see if we get some bonus rolls. Yeah, we don't. So we are... Wow, no bonus rolls. Okay, we are up 1, so we can get to 1. No superior. And now we're gonna move through here. So 15, 16, 17. Yeah, we would have had 1 more. Unfortunate, but fine. And here we are. We continue 2 days later in the afternoon. Caesar leads out every single unit, heavy infantry, cavalry, and skirmishers all form in battle array. Your opponents respond in kind, but the hours pass slowly as you face each other in silence, divided by barely 600 or 700 paces. No one gives the order to advance. The sun is setting when you are told to march back to camp. The enemy makes a forlorn effort to cross the Sicoris the next day, but is easily foiled by the horsemen. A delegation arrives, sent by Afranius. They want to talk with Caesar in private. The commander refuses. According to his demand, a public meeting is arranged instead. Most of you are actually too distant to hear what is being said between the two commanders, but the words are relayed down the line. Afranius has offered to surrender and ask for mercy. It is manifest that the clemency shown by Caesar in Italia at the beginning of the year and his open-mindedness during the campaign are paying off. Caesar stays true to his policy. He blames the enemy leaders for the war, but his only condition is that the Pompeian army in Hispania is disbanded. He wants to make sure that it will not be used against him in the future. The legionnaires who come from the provinces can go back to their homes. The rest, the majority, will be given land on the river Var as a compensation for discharge. The soldiers on the other side cheer enthusiastically as soon as they hear this. The enemy high officers, including Afranius and Petreius, are pardoned and let go according to their wishes. Although Pompey is still in Epirus, gathering as many forces as he can no longer rely on his Hispanian legions. Morale is up, and some individual stuff is up. You will escort your former opponents to their destination. The river Var is at the foot of the Alps, very close to the border between Gallia Transalpina and Cisalpina, and Caesar will join you later. He remains in Hispania for now. There's still Varro to deal with in the far west. Everyone has a cravat, and we lost some sestertii for the fight. And we continue on. Okay. So that was the rest of this one. Okay. Let's put points into charisma and awareness. And we're done. Ooh, and the century gets some stuff. Shield goes up. No. Yeah, costs 1. How about sword goes up? Discipline goes up. Shield goes up. Javelin goes up. And bravery goes up. Everything up. And here we are. It's part 14. So we are 10 minutes in, which means we are gonna do this and continue on. First thing, we need to pick our last spot, which was still open, as Lakianos is back, and we have only the old century with the fallen guys, and here no one died so far, none of name at least. And I think we're gonna take a brave one this time, who has a good awareness, a bit of charisma. Let's say he has good constitution, but he is, okay in coordination, strength, and the intellect, and he is not the best with shield work. Yeah, that's the one we have. And it is Paulus, what is this? Ogulnius. Paulus Ogulnius is our new guy. And for the training part, we stay right across the board with the baseline to get everything up here. I think we did great with this, no extra load needed. Our strain is fine. I think we are looking good. Bonus to administration +2. Admin, if I put this down. Okay, I can put this down and we can get another point in maybe Javelin? Oh, why not? How we looking? Ooh, we still got some potential in swords and shields. We are getting up there in our age. Let's quickly check the trade market. We've got not much money for now, as we gave a lot of it to Caesar to help him with his campaign. And I think we are not getting anything. Yeah, we're not getting anything. So let's continue on. There's some event. We offers you and take disciplinary action. You do the usual, as we always do, and then we move on. Supervision, admin. Okay, admin is just barely scraping by. Let's take the Rebellion back out. We're gonna do it this way. Another event. After about a month after you parted from Hispania, Varro yielded to Caesar without a fight. Your commander left Quintus Cassius Longinus, the tribune of the plebs that fled from Rome with Antony at the beginning of the year, in charge of Hispania Ulterior. Okay. You can understand the reason for this choice. Cassius Longinus was questor for Pompeii in the same province only a few years ago and knows it well, but there's something about that man that does not sit right with you. In Gallia Transalpina, the siege of Massilia is effectively over. Following Caesar's instruction, Trebonius refrained from punishing the city's population. Shortly before the capitulation, Ahenobarbus and his close associates attempted to escape on 3 ships using the cover of a storm, only one of them managed to escape the blockade. To evade the blockade, the one with Ahenobarbus on board. No doubt he went to join Pompey in Epirus. Last time you heard, Caesar was traveling from Hispania to Massilia itself to formally accept its surrender. He's certainly already there by now. In the meantime, something very important happened in Rome. According to an ancient law, a consul can name a temporary dictator to rule in times of dire emergency. There are no consuls in Rome at the moment. Both fled to Epirus with Pompey. Hence, the law has been changed so that a praetor, the highest-ranking magistrate of the consul, can make the appointment instead. According to this new law, Praetor Lepidus chose Caesar as dictator. Nobody is surprised the step was necessary to restore legitimacy to Caesar's current position. Not everything went well in the first 10 months of war. At the end of last spring, the fleet carrying 15 cohorts under Antony's brother Gaius was captured by the Pompeians in the eastern Adriatic Sea, close to the coast of Illyricum. More recently, shortly after their victory in Hispania, 2 legions set sail for Sicilia and disembarked in Africa. These legions had been acquired by Caesar this very year, and he entrusted them to Curio, a former tribute of the plebs. Curio obtained an initial success against the local garrison of the faction, only to be crushed a few days later by the Numidians, sent by their king Juba. Over 30 years ago, Yuba's father was restored to the throne when a young Pompey removed his rival. The 6th and the other legion that returned from Hispania are currently near Placentia in Gallia Cisalpina. If March was anything but easy. Okay. A century check on discipline and endurance. Discipline is 44, endurance is... there, 56. Ooh, it could be close. Yeah, we did it barely. Usually such long voyages would cause significant attrition. Your century suffers less than average. Oh, really? 3 men just for... wow, okay. Crazy. Let's move on. Another event. There's unrest among the troops. It started in the 9th Legion, but it's spreading quickly. There are talks of mutiny even inside your own century. During the Gallic War, Caesar was very generous when it came to sharing the spoils. The troops' expectations have been set too high. This new conflict is different. Pillaging and sacking are strictly forbidden, which means there's no loot to split. The soldiers want permission to sack Placentia, a city which, moreover, has full Roman status. Its inhabitants are citizens just as you are. Check, assemble your century, tell them to see the order clear, and you will not tolerate insubordination. My charisma is checked, which is very high, and the troops' opinion also sets us down. That's good. You will not allow the local people to come to harm. As long as you're in charge, there will be no plundering. What is the difference here? Assemble, tell them that Caesar's orders are clear, and you will tolerate no subordination. Tell them you will not allow... okay. Side by the mutineers, you missed... no. Tell them you will not allow the local population to come to harm. As long as you are in charge, there will be no plundering. Do we point it to Caesar or do we point it to ourselves? If we side with Caesar, then the people that are disgruntled with him have a problem. If we go on our own, so to say, we don't make it political. I'll take this. Yes, with modifier 64, and we did it. Normally such arguments would have little appeal to the troop, but you know how to grab their attention and gain their trust. Not all of them are fully convinced, but they are not going to do anything stupid for the moment. Ha! Nice. The general situation, however, is very tense. Many other units are joining the mutiny. About 2 weeks have passed when a large cavalry party is reported to be approaching at high speed. Caesar has arrived from Massilia. If his cloak was not enough to identify him, you would recognize that daunting horse of his from a mile. All of the legions are ordered to assemble and all attend. The mutiny no longer seems like such a good idea. The commander reminds everyone about their oath and their duties and declares that the whole 9th, from which the sedation started, will be decimated. Then what remains of the legion will be disbanded. Soldiers and their officers implore for clemency. Step by step, Caesar clearly makes concessions. In the end, only 120 leaders of the rebellions are sentenced to decimation. This is the most severe collective punishment in the army. When a group is subject to decimation, it draws lots. 1 in 10 is selected and spattered to death by the other 9. This old practice is so brutal it is rarely resorted to. Caesar never used it before. So this is clearly one of the brutal, hardest forms of corporal punishment. When order is restored, the commander leaves for Rome. The legion must march to Brundisium. A long walk in excess of 600 miles awaits you. Oh boy. Let's move. Let's do this. There's friction with the locals, but you prevent the situation from escalating. Good. There's the next story. You complete your journey and arrive in Brundisium, but after a very short time, the army is struck by a strange illness. Check Constitution and Discipline. Discipline is 45, Constitution 58. I think we are missing the check. Ooh, we did. We did it. The march and the sickness take a toll on the century, but it comes through better than any others. You have lost 2 men. Wow, we are now crazy. We're now 3 parts off. No, 5. 5 men down. Our Constitution is enough. You are lucky enough to avoid falling ill. As for Caesar, his stay in Rome was brief. His first measures dictator showed a certain care not to alarm the aristocracy. He did not cancel all debts, while many expected and others feared. He just sent bounties so that creditors could not take advantage of the fluctuations and the uncertainty caused by the war. On the other hand, he managed to not distance himself from the popular support that drove his political career. With a new law, he restored civic rights to the progeny of the proscribed, thus putting an end to an injustice that had been persistent since the time of Sulla. He also called new elections for next year's post and was predictably elected consul. His colleague is Servilius Isaricus, but that is of little consequence. Whatever the official appointments, everyone knows that Caesar is in charge of this side of the Republic and Pompey of the other. Having served its purpose, the interim dictatorship formally came to an end. It was late December when Caesar joins you in Brundisium. Soon he will cross the sea to face his adversary in Epirus on the other shore. Okay, we are training. Oh, what has happened? Supervision troops, opinion discipline, Thrasarius discipline, your Thrasarius learns from you. Okay. Another story event. There are 12 legions in Brundisium. A lot of them took part in the Gallic War. They suffered continuous losses during so many years of activity and are severely under strength, but numbers matter little compared to experience and training, and these units' worth is invaluable. What you really lack is a strong fleet. Pompey assembles a huge one, while Caesar does not even have enough ships to carry all of his army at once. There's barely room for 7 veteran legions, numbering only 15,000 soldiers and a mere 500 horsemen. It is January 4th when Caesar embarks with them to make the crossing. He should land on the opposite shore of the Adriatic tomorrow. The legion is among the 5 left behind. The transports will be sent back as soon as possible to take you too. 2 days later, the fleet is back. It looks smaller than it was when it left. The crews have mixed news. Pompey's naval commanders were caught off guard by Caesar's move to make the crossing in this season. The legions and the cavalry disembarked safely in Epirus. However, by that time they had been sighted. On their way back, the vessels were intercepted by enemy warships. While 30 transports were lost, they were seen burning from afar. In Caesar's absence, Antony is in charge here in Brundisium. With the enemy fleet in full alert, he will not risk the passage until a favorable opportunity comes up. So we are still stuck here, and we're waiting. That's just like in the several years ago when we waited in the Gallic regions, while Caesar with 2 legions, I think it was, went up to the British Isles and did a bit of exploring and pillaging. And now we are closing in. Yeah, and here we are. Move on. Admin is good. We continue. Weeks pass as you wait. Then the weeks stretch into months, since single merchant vessels manage to occasionally make the crossing, and that is how you have been receiving the little news that came through. When Caesar landed in Epirus, Pompey was in Macedonia, away from the shores. Your leader took advantage of the situation and captured 2 cities along the coastline, Oricum and Apollonia. No fighting was necessary. Other local communities followed suit and sent ambassadors to declare their friendship. So, with the ports in Caesar's hand, the enemy fleet struggled to get fresh water from the sources close enough. This made their logistics more challenging. It was about this time that the officers in the command, Anthony and Legate Calenus, tried to track you across the sea. They realized a terrible mistake just in time. You barely escaped the enemy warships and made it back to Brundisium. Only one of your vessels was captured. Details you heard later about what they did to the crew are not pleasant to dwell upon. At about the same time, Caesar encamped near a river not far from the town of Apollonia. Pompey's army occupied the other side. Pompey the Great had amassed 9 legions, 5 he had brought from Italia the year before. Among these were the 1st and the 3rd, who had fought with you in Gallia for a while, although you are still used to thinking of the latter as the 15th. An experienced legion he summoned from Sicilia. Another was composed of re-enlisted soldiers who had retired in Macedonia and Crete. Finally, 2 green legions had been levied in the provinces of Asia by Lentulus, when he was still consul last year. More supplements from the surrounding areas were used to fill up the ranks, and the same was done with the cohorts that surrounded and switched sides in the coast of Illyricum last spring. The 9 legions swelled close to the nominal strength. The enemy skirmishers amounted to 3,000 archers and 1,200 slingers. Last but far from least, they could count on 7,000 cavalry, compared to which Caesar's 500 seemed almost irrelevant. And yet, Pompey was content with biding his time on the opposite riverbank. He knew how much the experience of Caesar's legions mattered. Open battle would be a gamble. Just like your leader, he was waiting for reinforcements. After the first failed attempt, Antony is still looking for a good opportunity to sail across, but all plans must be reconsidered when a large fleet appears on the horizon. You can count about 50 warships, definitely not friendly. Unopposed, they take control of Bara, the largest island in a tiny archipelago right in front of the port. There's no doubt that the situation just went from bad to worst. Now the Pompeians can easily prevent any ship from coming in and going out of Brundisium. Okay. The enemy warships carry insignia of the Liburnian and Achaean fleets. It is staggering how many eastern regions have sent vessels to aid Pompey. He is a living legend in that part of the world. It is plain. The East believes that he will emerge victorious. The presence of those specific warships means that Libo is in charge. He's known to be a capable naval commander, the one who captured a fleet carrying Antony's brother Gaius in 15 cohorts many months ago. He's related to Pompey through the general third-born Sextus, who married Libo's daughter. Antony summons a war council. Oh, come on, we are missing one rank. When it's concluded, the centurion of the first cohort sends for you and explains what has been decided. Cavalry is one thing you have in abundance this side of the Adriatic, since most of it could not embark in January. Anthony wants to use it to patrol an extensive strip of coast and make it as difficult as possible for the enemy to get fresh water. This should hit the Pompeians' morale hard enough, but it will take a stronger push to convince them to shove off. A defeat at sea would be ideal, but they are too strong to face head-on. Instead, 2 recently built triremes, is that really right? Will be sent at the entrance of the port to perform basic maneuvers as if training novice crew, but they will be manned by veterans. The enemy is likely to send some warship to attack the easy prey, and the triremes will retreat in the confined space of the arbor waters. It should be possible to swarm the hostile vessels with properly modified dingish borrowed from the largest ship of the fleet. If enough damage is caused, it should be sufficient to convince the foe that its stay here is not worth the trouble. Select troops will man the dinghies. Do we volunteer? I think we do. There is going to be a lot of ranged fighting when you get close to the enemy warship. The dinghies must be adequately protected. You do not think they are skilled enough? Borrow another century's engineer. Engineering times 2 and intellect is the check for the wizard, the century. Engineering is on 44, that's 88, and int is on 51, that is 138, 139, divided by 2, by 3? By 2, I think. No, by 3. I think we are okay. Yeah. They had wooden lattices and portable screens to protect the craft. Do you want to pick one of your men to accompany you? Who do you choose? So ranged fighting it is, right? Vibius, 41, 43, 44, 39, 49. I see a 49 on Gnaeus Laicanius. Decent enough stats, I think. Gaius Rosonius would be great for melee fighting. All of them are actually great. But I think we're gonna take Laicanius with a 49 on a javelin. Yeah, let's try that. Or do we take someone who could... Yeah, we stay with him. Looks fired up for having been chosen. Nice. You set up on the seashore with your squad, hidden along with about 60 similar groups, each with its own dinghy. You have a team of rowers, an expert sailor to maneuver the boat, and 12 picked men from various units. You observe the 2 triremes as they take position and begin their fake maneuvers. The foe takes the bait rather quickly. 5 quadriremes approach. The skilled crew of the triremes manage to retreat just in time to lure them them close to your location. You push the boats into the water as soon as the arranged signal is given, and the rowers propel them toward a warship. You are used to fighting only on solid ground, but your natural dexterity comes in handy. A substantial group of dinghies you are part of is getting close to one of the quadriremes. You are within range of their missiles. Get ready. Range defense is 60. Yes, we did it. Thanks to morale. Your shield and the cover added by the engineers are enough to keep you safe for the moment. Now you are much closer to the ship, close enough to respond. All the fighters on board get ready to suppress the defenders who are throwing stones and javelins at your boat. We do our part. We're probably not gonna hit. Nah. Too inaccurate and make no difference. Lacianius does not seem particularly affected by the unusual fighting conditions. He joins the action, but I don't think he hits. Yeah, he also doesn't hit. Combined effort of your team are insufficient. The defenders keep pelting you, and a couple of men in your team are seriously wounded. You have to pull back. Many boats have done a lot better than yours. One of the quadrimares is captured, and the remaining 4 have to turn tail. Damn. Along the coast, Curry has been extremely efficient against the enemy parties who disembark to procure fresh water. Libo has suffered enough reversal. He weighs anchor and abandons the island. Hey. From the inner circle close to Anthony, word is spreading that Caesar's letters are getting more and more impatient. It is late March, although the calendar has become quite a lot misaligned and the actual spring equinox is still weeks away. A favorable austere wind from the south finally allows you to risk the crossing. Your legions and 3 more are embarked along with 800 horsemen. One of the second day of your journey, you are alerted to the presence of enemy warships. You have been sighted from the coast. They are giving chase. The wind is no longer in your favor. If they overtake you, you will be obliterated. There is no question. Vow a lavish sacrifice to Neptune. We do that. Your fears subside, at least in part. When you are almost done for, the austere wind returns. It pushes you further north, beyond Dyrrhachium, but the enemy does not give up the pursuit. You pass another town. A sailor tells you that it is Lissus, on the southern border of Illyricum. Only a few miles to the north, you dock at the first harbor you come across. The wind is growing stronger and the port offers no shelter against the Austria. But you would rather face a storm than the Pompeian fleet. You hear the captain of your transport exclaim that Fortuna is smiling on you. The wind is changing direction. Now the Africus is blowing from the southwest and your ships are screened. You can disembark securely despite a raging storm. The enemy is not so lucky. They lose many large warships. Hours later, you are observing the sea from the shore. Suddenly you hear someone shouting. A man looking exhausted is in the rough water, desperately clinging to a wooden board. He sounds Greek. He must belong to the enemy fleet. The waves are inexorably pushing him towards a rocky cliff. Have your men pull him ashore. They help him with a rope before he fatally crashes on the rock. The man thanks you, although he struggles to speak. His name is Hypatos, and he's from Rhodes. He worked as a sailor on one of the Pompeian ships. He's a prisoner now. Many more are rescued from the sea over time. Caesar will decide what to do with them. Speaking of Caesar, Anthony sends messengers to inform him of our position. The inhabitants of Lissus have been proven friendly, and the officers put in charge by Pompey left the city in a hurry. You use the respite to keep your vow to Neptune. Yeah, thank you, Neptune. You wait for several days and receive unpleasant news. Pompey has learned of your presence too, if he managed to reach you before you joined the forces with Caesar. Fortunately, your worries are unfounded. Caesar arrives first. Pompey must have decided to keep his distance because he is nowhere to be seen. You can finally embrace your veteran brothers in arms who have been looking forward to this moment of 4 months. Your commander reorganizes his forces. Almost an entire legion that was garrisoning the port of Auricum is recalled. Only 3 cohorts are left there. To win more support from the nearby Greek region, Caesar entrusts the 11th and the 12th to legate Calvinus and sends them to Macedonia. He also sends the 27th, a new legion that crossed the Adriatic with you, to Thessalia and 5 cohorts to Aetolia. Each of these groups is accompanied by a small complement of horsemen. There are very few to spare. As for the shipwreck survivors that were captured, Caesar lets them go freely. They can return to their homes. As soon as it is learned that Pompey is camped near a town named Asparagium to the south, the commander takes the rest of you there. You arrive in 3 days. On the next morning, he leads all of you out of the camp and offers battle, but Pompey has no intention of going all in. After another night spent at the same place, the entire army available is unexpectedly ordered to march off. You do not even know where you're going, but Caesar is definitely in a hurry. You understand only after you reach your destination. In front of you is the port city of Dyrrhachium. You are told that it is where Pompey stored most of his war equipment. Predictably, the enemy general has followed you with all his land forces. You set up camp where you can prevent him from getting close to the city. Pompey settles on an elevated place close to the sea, adjacent to a decent haven for his ships. You are sent out to forage for supplies. Here comes the forage play again. It's been a long while since we did it. How did we do this? Scarce resources, danger is normal. If we go... That's what we need, right? So, doing this... Ooh. How about we go risk distance long? Yeah, okay, distance long doesn't change anything, does it? Okay, discontent is increasing. If they reach maximum, a penalty will be applied to your troops' morale and opinion for turns. Which your activity participating in foraging missions, only a morale penalty is applied. Let's be normal about it. Okay, ambush. Arrows start falling all around of the foraging party. We can't defend. The reaction of a sword is not cohesive enough. One of them drops to the ground after being transfixed several times. You've lost one man. Lacayanus is also hit, and the group manages to break contact and retreat from the ambushes. Ugh. Hate it. Okay, let's go all out. Ambush. You're surprised by a party of enemy horses. There are quite a lot of them, perhaps more than you can handle. You convey confidence to the troop, and the other side is trotting, ready to charge. You must rally the men. They must expose no weakness. Enemy sides gives +5, motivated gives -6, so we're +1 on the 50% on the discipline check. Yeah, we're not doing that. Ooh, wow, just barely. Your soldiers form a compact clump. The riders fake several charges, but they fail to intimidate anyone. Reinforcements approach, at last driving the enemy away. The party makes haste in case they come back in greater numbers. Nice. Can we do a short Clement safe one to get this one down? Yes. And this one as well. And now we're going normal mode. Wow. We are not even close to half. Holy moly. That's not even half of what we need to have. Yeah, we need to go back and another ambush. Yeah, we did that. The men must be rallied. No weak points must be exposed. This time we should have it again. Yes. Nothing happens. We are fine. Go normal. Go normal. Wow. Nice. Additional supplies finally. Do we get it? 17, 18, 19. Ambush. Arrows start falling all around from fortune parties. Ugh. I hate the arrow thingy. That's stupid. Okay, do we get enough? I don't think so. I think we're gonna go all out and finish it. And it's another ambush. That's the same as before. We get that. Nothing. And God save Clement. Done. Oh, we shouldn't have done that because we were fine. Okay. I thought 20 was the end. Okay, let me quickly save here. I'll be right back. Okay, let's continue our run. And Caesar has sent several units to occupy the hills close to Pompey's camp. Others, including your century, are ordered to build a small fortress on top of these elevations. The lingering fatigue is greatly reduced. We're on difficulty 4. I think we have to push here. So how about we push and then we do some superiority. Superior. Oh wow. We're getting really great assaults here. Now we have to push to get ourselves into the run again. Nice. That looks good. And we're going to pull it through. 16, 17, 18. Number 19 is another special. And we're done. Nice. Potential engineering went up. Caesar is trying to encircle Pompeii by joining redoubts on the hilltops with a line of outworks. An ambitious plan. It is usually a larger army that seeks to besiege the smaller, not the other way around. If successful, this endeavor would keep your supply lines and forage safe from hostile horsemen. It will also enforce the enemy to get restocked only through the natural haven next to its camp. Quite the task for such a large cavalry to maintain. These horses are going to eat a lot. Pompey could avoid the encirclement by forcing a pitched battle, which is probably what Caesar is looking for. If instead he chooses not to fight, his reputation is going to suffer. This might win Caesar more support in the nearby regions. Unfortunately, Pompey himself is a master of the craft. He starts to build his own outworks to enclose as much territory as possible to stretch your lines as thin as he can. This results in an unusually kind of race, as each army tries to occupy more positions towards the south and to outrun the other with its fortified perimeter. It is under these circumstances that your cohort finds itself moving across a section of terrain sheltered from the shots of enemy archers. They've been a nightmare for many of your brothers these past few days. You are advancing towards the site you must occupy, but when you take a turn, you find yourself facing an enemy cohort. Less than 100 paces ahead, then they suddenly stop. They must be startled as you are, if not more. Their insignia identify them as a part of the Italic legions. A lot of them are inexperienced, but there's also a substantial number of re-enlisted veterans among their ranks. Neither unit seems willing to withdraw. You must attack to force them out of your way. Okay. Yes, we want to have a favor. It's going to be an altar. What's the last previous ones we did? I think Fortuna, Mars, Jupiter. These were the highest priced ones, I think. Jupiter 1, 2, 1, 2. That's 1,000. Yeah, these are all 1,000. General Loki. Okay, I would say we do the best we can. We need it all. And then, yeah, that's that. We're gonna go in with a high morale. Determination is good. We need them to be 1,800. Woof. Ooh. I don't know how many rounds we've got to accomplish that. As look at this. We are close to equal. Okay, fatigue-wise, we've got a small edge here. The rest is the same. Determination is high for both. They're on 39, as it's a mix of discipline is not as high, as this is a mix of veterans and new ones. Let's look here. Yeah, we are slightly better, but only slightly better. So we are on a current size 52. We go in, and I think we're gonna take the advance. And we're gonna throw normally, and we win the throw. Can we hit? We hit. Inflict 80 damage. Contribute with an excellent throw. Ooh, nice. And excellent. Ooh. Determine the kills. Please, 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 please. No kills. Damn it. And their throw hits nothing. No damage inflicted. And he's already down 40-40. Good. Do we push him? Now we're gonna go steadfast, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna use that to our advantage. Go. Nice, we have it. And I want to go in fresh as the spearhead with Anicius. Go in, please. Or do we do momentum? Let's try to take the momentum first. Yes. With an advantage, as we've got the first one. Nice. 40 damage. No hit, no hit. And Titus. All I wanted. Okay, 34-34. Ooh, this boy is gonna learn something if he ever survives that. So he's got a lot of armor, but I think we've got the advantage here. 5 rounds. We already can strike him. Ooh, that's great. And the only thing that's not protected is the leg and the arm. And I think we're gonna go for a hit here on the leg. Should we do this? A knock? Let's try a knock. A long time ago since we did that, did nothing. Was useless. Of course it was useless. That's a hit. Okay, he failed. Failed again. Now we have a very high advantage here. We could go torso, but I think we'll stay on the legs for now. Do we do shield? No, we don't. I think we're gonna do a strike on the leg. That's another hit. Now we can do a soft spot leg. Another hit. He's already fatigued. Nice. Yeah, he's without a chance here. Can we hard hit him somewhere? Nowhere where it's gonna hurt him a lot, right? Groin. Let's try the groin. Hard pressed only. Soft spot hit on the groin again. This time it's a hit and it's through. I think he's dying. It's gonna be a quick and easy one. Let's do a leg hit. Another hit. And now we can do a normal... Yeah, just a hit. And he's gone. Unfortunately, we have to kill one of our own, the Italic Legionary, but he was not a veteran. He was a new, fresh guy, and I'm very sorry, but yeah. That's unfortunate here. So we are on 40, lingering 2. Ooh, they hit 3 as well. Wow. That was unexpected. All 3 of them. Wow. We're gonna go again and only have 2. It's their attack. And they hit once for 20. Okay. Nothing major. Now, please. Oh, what they're doing. They're doing a special attack. Twice. Okay, put Anicius in front, and that's the last time before we have to go a bit backwards. Oh, really? Okay, no, nothing worked. Nothing happened, and they're still on 2 momentum. Wow. Okay, no hits. We're now gonna take you back. Imbalance is on 6. We're gonna go cautious. Once, okay. No hits. It's fine. He's cautious as well. But we went earlier, so now it's our chance. Do this. 2 hits. And 2 hits. Nice. A bit more damage. Oh, come on. Why are we not hitting? 49, 48 against. Is it a veteran? No, it's a green one. Okay. So chances are high that Numericious can... Caecilius can do something here. Let's feint in here. Sneak in. Okay, we are close. Yeah, we still can't hit. Let's try that again. Oh, come on. Game, please stop the bullshit. Let's do offensive focus for next turn. He feints, he fails. And he recovers. Okay, but we now should have an advantage here. There should be a strike opportunity here. Into the leg. Hard pressed. Another chance. Yeah, that's a hit. Okay, he's going into rebound mode. We have a chance here to strike him again. Can we put him off again? The high knock? Yeah, that's good. That's great. And now we can go for a good hit. Yeah, let's do a leg hit again. Hard pressed only. He can only recover 50. Looks good. Let us try to... Yeah, he recovered. Not a fan. Okay, let's try again. Nothing defended. Okay, let's recover. Just barely. But he shouldn't be able to do anything to us. Yeah. Fatigue is up for him. It's a clear victory. Didn't really do much. Okay, and Titus must now go forward. Okay, no hits. We're gonna go forward. We are disengaging, so how about we save ourselves the imbalance here? Okay, that should be perfect. Okay, we are full. They are on 2-177. It's first round of... Oh, how many are this? 1, 2, 3, 5? Is this 5? 6 rounds? Oof. I think that's gonna be 6 rounds. If I see that, that should go to here. That should go to here. 5 rounds. I think it's 5 rounds of fighting. So we have a good chance here. We recovered a bit. Nice. We begin. I think we're gonna go for the momentum swing again. Ooh, nice. Ooh, nice. Good, good hit. Only 1. Okay. Not good. Okay, he missed. We are on an advantage. A few more hits. Now we put Titus in front. We're gonna go steadfast again. 3 hits is great. Okay, some hits. Please, first hit. Finally. Kill roll is down. Titus is involved in a brief fight. Yeah, we have to look that we're not overreaching here with him. He's 39-39. That should give us already a great head start. So how about we feint ourselves into his close range? Yeah. And now we're gonna go for a strike on the leg to get him to us. Oh, come on! On plus 18, that's bullshit. Okay, can we trick him? There's a trick here. No, there's no trick here. Why is there no trick? Why don't I have a trick here? Cover. Barely. Strike on the arm. Okay, that's at least a hit. rebound focused. Now we've got a chance to soft spot him. On the arm, in the groin. On the arm again. Nice. Takes away stuff for him. And now we're gonna go groin and hope for the best. That's a hard press only. And he can't even recover much. Okay, again, soft spot. No, that's not it. Go for the arm again. Okay, that's a hit. Can we go for a soft spot on the arm? Nice. Fail. Another fail, please. Okay, last round. Don't do too much. Okay, we're gonna go strike on the leg. It's a hit. And now we're gonna go soft spot groin with a chance for hurt. Perfect. Okay, that guy, if we hit that guy again, he should be dead. Yeah, that's 16 damage to him. That's good. I think we're gonna go cautious once. Oh no, we need to take that advantage. Nice, a hit. Kill modifier going up by a bit. Okay. Yeah, we don't really go back. Let's give him back. And what is this? I want to emphasize of strength and constitution. Yeah, I'm fine. I want to do, instead of 2, 3 advantage rolls. Okay. We're gonna do normal. That's 2. Next time we're gonna go back. Not enough. Okay, they were very cautious now. We are slowly disengaging. If I go here, it's gonna be brutal for us. But do we need it? We are still not close, but we are also, after 2 rounds, we are halfway there. So no, we're gonna go cautious and we're gonna take away a bit of our imbalance. Oh, Titus has to go back. Oh, what? Really? Yeah, no hits. Figured. Okay, Titus has to be in the front again. We're gonna come back. 2, he gets 1 chance, and he hits, of course. No kill. He pushes, okay. It's our chance now. Go. Ah, that's bad, and he hits us. Okay, no hit, that's good. And we're disengaging. Okay, we are up to full strength and he's to 2-1. Ooh. Yeah, we need to push now, right? Okay, we start. And we're gonna go for the momentum swing again. 2 only, that's not good. That's not really great, actually. Oh, he's gonna go for the push and misses. That's twice for us. That's great. Anicius goes back. We don't take him yet. We're gonna go for this. Once only. And a hit at least twice. Okay. Nothing. And Gnaeus is involved. Okay, Gnaeus, Lycanius against also a green one, not a veteran. And we are a bit in the advantage here. Fatigue-wise, we are close to equal. So we're gonna go in with a feint, I say. No, let's go offensive focus. See what he does. He goes defensive focus. Now we feint. Oh, misled. Interesting. Can we hit him? We could on the leg. With a bit of luck. Yeah, hard pressed. I'll take hard pressed. Okay, he goes rebound focus. Gives us a chance to attack. How about we go... If we go quick, we have a better chance. On the arm. Okay, that's a graze. And now we're gonna go back. Okay, he recovers full, that's okay. We're gonna recover now. Oh, we're not gonna win the trick. We're gonna recover. And now we're gonna feint. Try to get into his grill again. Ooh, he goes offensive focus. Interesting. Can I break that? Yeah, I think. Ah, that's not good. That is not good. Also not good. Damn it. Good. Okay, that was a nothing burger. Yeah, modest. That was really nothing. Really on a minor. How are they getting such high rolls? Please, one hit. Okay, you are back in. You need to be in the front. Ah, no, not yet, because chances are high that we are not getting into a fight here. Oh, and he hits once again. Titus is involved. Oh, nice. Oh, it's a new one. And it's a veteran. Okay. It's a veteran. We need to get him onto our level of fatigue. Yes. Now we want to hit him in the leg. In the arm. In the arm. Oh boy, really? He failed. Failed. Oh, he's not yet there. Can we trick him? We can't recover. And now we need to do something here. Why are our chances to hit so bad? Okay, let's offensive focus. Take the small bonus. Yeah, he recovered. Ooh, nice, nice. He's on our fatigue level now. Yeah, that's more to my liking. Let's go for the leg. It's a hit. Let's go for the groin. No. Let's go for the leg again. Ah. He won't recover this. Yeah, he's going in recovery bonus. Can't hit him. So we try again. How the fuck are we so bad? How? Why? He's going defensive focus. Damn it. Okay, we need to get into his range. Now we need to do nothing, it seems. Damn it. Okay, let's try again. I mean, you know, with -6 we did something. Wow. Okay, very impressive. Normally with a negative value we don't do much. Oh, he's going for the momentum gain. Lucky for us, he did not do it. But we're still ways away from getting him into where we need him. Yeah, he's... Let's go. It's twice, that's good. Next time we need to go back again. Oh, come on. Can we hit something here, please? They were both in imbalance 6. Okay, twice hit, that's good. Yes, finally. Neas is involved again. Everyone is a bit exhausted. Yeah, it's the same guy again. If I feint here on quick. Oh, we can bluff. Okay, can we strike? Not really. Let's feint again on the bluff. Oh, come on. Okay, missed his trick. That's good for me. I guess, or I hope so at least. Let's go normal. Let's try a leg hit on +4. Hard pressed. Let's try that again. 24. I'm fucking 24. Of course it succeeds. We're gonna cover once and then we're gonna go offensive focus. We recovers full and goes defensive focus. Yeah, nothing's gonna happen here. It's gonna be some sword rattling and that's it. There's not gonna be a kill or damage here. Yeah, especially if he resists all of that bullshit. Okay. He's done for the round, I think, so we are free to try and hit him. Oh, nice. Grazed him. How about we try a like it? Yeah, not gonna hit. Oh, he has? Okay. I thought he already did his move there, but he did only 1 damage, so it's a modest victory again. Not much. We're gonna go cautious to get our imbalance down. Cautious as well. Let's go very cautious and get our imbalance down by a lot. And we're disengaging. Okay. So we are full again and he's on 214. Oh no, did that help us? Oh yeah, it brought Titus down. Nice. Okay, we've got 2 more rounds. This and another round, and then we're done for. Momentum swing it is. Yeah, 4 of them. Only 1 hit. And these rolls are just bullshit. We are not getting anything out of it. Hit twice. Titus on 100. Already on 100 again. Oh, and that's a veteran. This is a veteran. 150. The veteran on 50. On offensive focus. Interesting. No. I don't fucking think so. Fuck you, game. Yeah, that's what I thought. Good. Okay, needs to recover and he will recover again. Offensive focus on my part. Offensive focus on his part. So it's still the same as before. Oh, is there a chance to hit on the leg? 56. Not really. Rebound focus. Our chance to hit him hard. Arm hit. Yeah, fuck off. Fuck the fuck off. Yeah, and he's full and he goes offensive focus. Okay. That's bullshit. Watch me miss it. Yeah, of course. But a plus fucking 19. A plus fucking 19 is not enough. A plus 30 is even not enough. You kidding me? Wow. Wow, that was bullshit. Fuck that. Save him once. Oh, we need to be aggressive this time around. There's no way around it. He doesn't hit. Yo, fuck off. Yo, now he comes. And now he's gonna do stupid stuff. Tiberius on 55-45 against 30-30. Maybe we can do something here. We need something here. He's already in defensive mode. Oh wow. We're so bad. Ooh, did try to strike my arm. Okay. Very on a minus 33. Are you kidding me? That was a very interesting choice. Come on. Good, and now a hit, please. Oh, why is that number so low? It's even on the... Wow. Yeah, and then a fucking 17. Oh man, really? Fuck that. Can we trick him? That's not gonna work. We need to recover. And then we need to do shit. Wow. So bad. It's so bad. I see us not getting there, to be honest. I see us not getting to 1,850. Wow. Hard pressed. Offensive focus is gone. Stupid. Why did I even try? Wow. It's getting worse and worse. Wow. Okay, nothing happened here. Wow, it's getting worse. We're so far away from what we need. It is momentum 3. Once, twice. Okay, he gets the advantage and doesn't hit. No, please. Fuck off. Yes. Okay, 1 hit at least. Nothing. It's bad. It's looking real bad. Let's go fierce. Doesn't change anything. Okay, 3 times. It's great. 1 hit is great. Titus in a fight. He's very fatigued, but is that? Please tell me that's not a legionnaire again. It's not the veteran again, right? It is the veteran again. Oh fuck. Fuck. We're not getting through that. We are so not getting through this guy. Okay, miss at the feint. This is the second one. Now we've got a chance to actually do something here. Leg it. Hard pressed. Leg it again. That's a hit. Rebound focus. Okay, now our chance to do some damage. Leg it again. Ah! Please. We are losing that fight. We are not doing it. We're not getting where we need to. Where we need to be. Damn it. Yeah, with the disadvantage, we will never hit anything. I know. Why am I even trying? Okay. Wow, Grace. Okay. We are so fatigued. Yeah, it's a small victory, but it's not gonna help. And that's the only thing we get? Really? Oh, yeah, sure. Fuck off. Fuck off. We're gonna go all very cautious here. We have to get our thing back. He's on steadfast, has 2 momentum, and now we're gonna go cautious. Disengaging. That was one of the worst fucking rounds we had. He's on 2. Okay, let's stay on cautious. No, very cautious. Okay, Leon disengaged and wow, that's gonna be very, very hard. It's the last round of fighting, I think, and he's on 244. We need to get 200 down. 200. Damn, that's bullshit. We brought him down 300. We are still 200 away. Oh, we got another round after that. Okay, that could help. In the initial one, we keep Titus back. We're gonna get our momentum here. Is that bullshit? Is that so fucking bullshit? Are you kidding me? Watch him get 3. No, he gets none. Oh man. Yes, finally. Finally a hit. Titus forward. We need Titus to go in. One. Oh, come on! Please. Okay, let's go cautious now. Okay, we get 2 by being cautious, but we won't hit. Oh, wow, with a minus 31 we hit. And then we hit that. Really? Wow. Yeah, twice. That's equal. And now we need to get in. Not good. And they hit. We need to hit, actually, not them. Okay, he's very cautious now. Our chance to get to somewhere. Go fierce, go full. Come on, please. Once, only once. How are we only hitting once? Man, and why are we only hitting 1 time? What is that? Yeah, and of course he hits twice on the... Fuck. Last round of fighting. Go fierce, all in. Right from the get-go. Making, trying the barbarian style attack. We haven't had a kill. We are not getting where we need to. Without any of the hits. We are not hitting enough. It's bad. It's really bad. Okay, he begins with an offensive focus. Oh, that's dangerous for him. Well, not if I'm bullshit at my job. Wow. Wow. Yeah. Wow, that's so bullshit. We are the better one. From the stats, we're the better one. We've got the better attack, and yet we have no opening. None whatsoever. What bullshit is this? Nothing I can do. Nothing. Not getting in his defense. Oh, he tricked me and he missed? Oh, yes. Armor the +5. We're getting close, above 50, and yet the defense is like, nah, 70. Have fun with it. We are not getting what we need. Okay, he had his round definitely now, so we're good to go for anything here. How about we go for a groin hit? No, leg hit. But pressed again. It's a modest defeat. It's not gonna help much. We need that to hit. Just not enough. Okay, he missed again. Not enough. Please, yes. Finally. Finally, that's what we needed. He's down to 899. We're gonna go fierce again. Please. Twice, that's a hit. Please. Oh, only one hit. Only one hit. And then we miss. Oh man. Yeah, he missed his. We're in full advantage mode now. Yeah. That's a hit. Okay, we're gonna pull you. He's below what we need, so we can now go backwards. He's on fierce as well. Wow. How about we go very cautious? Yeah, we are not getting anything. He's on steadfast and will not hit us. Perfect. Nice. Another hit and a double hit. Yeah, we got it. We got it. Wow, that was crazy. Didn't think we could pull it out. Wow, we're now 100 below what we needed. Really? Now we're going off. What's happening? Holy moly. We're now way below what is needed. Crazy. Yeah, we're gonna push, of course. Okay. Very cautious, and that's it. Wow, we brought him way down. I actually didn't think we would barely... I think we barely got it, and now... Wow. It is really hard to rout a Roman cohort with a frontal attack. Yeah, we did that. The veterans in the enemy unit are relatively few, but they help keep it together. They retreat slowly, never giving the impression of fleeing until they find a slope and stop there. It would be foolish to attack them when the terrain is in their favor. There's not enough at stake to justify a move. Yeah, we're tired. You go back. Competitive points converted into morale with a ratio of 4:1. Perfect. Wow. Let me quickly save here. Okay, we're back, and we're gonna continue. Pompey's firstborn, Gnaeus, attacked the port of Oricum with the fleet he had obtained from the client kingdom of Egyptus, a gift from young Queen Cleopatra. They say he managed to destroy several warships. Days later, he also attacked Lissus, where he had disembarked with Antony. Gnaeus could not take the town itself thanks to the garrison left by Caesar, but 30 precious transports that were docked there had been lost. Lingering fatigue is greatly reduced, and we are now down to normal again. Meanwhile, the race to the enveloped the enemy territory goes on. Your sentry is building a section of ditch and rampart. Let's go. It's difficulty 3, so let's go once, twice, and the third time. Oh, we're getting bonus rolls here. Yeah, that's good. Now push. Once, twice, and go. We're doing fine. Yeah, let's go for another superiority here. And I think we go. Once, twice. Looking good. We're gonna pull through here. Yeah. I think we have one more in us. Yeah, perfect. Nice, engineering went up again. You are busy escorting Cornelius Balbus, a man of equestrian rank. You know very little of him, although he's often seen among Caesar's closest aides. You're away because of your commitment, and your sentry is on its own today. The Optor is acting in your stead. They are protecting one of many construction sites. Facing them not too far away is a large group of Pompeians, and swords are being thrown around, and an all legionary with a broad shoulder steps forward, issuing a challenge. His apparent age and his confidence leave no room for doubt. He's one of the veterans. Euoptio Decimus Vivius will fight him to death. Oh, that's another one of these. Your signifier, Titus Ulpius, will fight. He's the better one on the attack. Neither will fight. Choose someone else. No, those would be my... Ooh. Gaius Rosonius. Ooh. Quickness is also great. Yeah, he would be the one, I guess. He's Titus Ulpius with better. 2 points more and better shield defense. Nobody will fight. Neither will fight. We choose someone else, and we choose Gaius Rosonius. He sends to meet his opponent on even ground. The duel will be in front of everyone. Let me see that. Ooh, 51... 57, 59 against 60, 40, 54. We've got the better fatigue, but he's got more life. Way more life than us. And it's round 1 to the death. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go offensive focused. He's shield charging. Oh, and he's hitting. Really? Okay. Or we could trick on a +8. Or we could rebound. Do we recover? Do we trick? This fight can swing badly quickly. Let's recover. And I had the offensive focus and I couldn't use it. Bad. Very bad. Oh, come on. Really? How is he that great? What is going on? How? How does he have so many bonuses? What is this? Oh, he's going quick. Okay, I see. Went for the quick style. How about we go Trixie? Rebound focused. Okay, he used... we need to... Wow, he's so quick. Okay, we need to wait for his fatigue to go way up. And once his fatigue is on abnormal levels, we will take our advantage then. I think that's the way we go. So... yes. Resisted. No. Yeah, that's what I thought. Really? How should that work? Can I use that to my advantage? Don't think so. Maybe. Try an arm hit, a leg hit. Try a leg hit. End it. Recover. Ah! Of course, we bullshit ourselves into that. We're on 36. Okay, we are winning the... We're winning the race there. Let's feint him. Okay, we're back to square one. Okay, he's up to 60. He's in defensive mode. If I go defensive, he has no chance to hit me, right? Let's do that. Defensive focus, okay. On high. Now we need to get in here with him. Let's do a bluff. Nah. Not what I needed. Yes! Take away his advantage. Okay. We're gonna go normal again. That's gonna be a long fight. A very long one. Let's go offensive focus. It's only one fatigue. Oh, really? What? What the fuck? How? How? Man, that guy is brutal. How is he so... What? I don't get it. Weapon skill and defense is same or better. Okay, we got it. We're back in the game. Let's go defensive and do... Okay. Resisted. Gives us way too much fatigue. Okay, he missed. Have we a chance? No, we don't. I need to get into his... Please. Yeah, that's what I needed. And now we have a chance to hit his leg. Ah! Okay, he's rebound focused. Gives us a chance to recover. And maybe strike him. Because he's getting 50 back anyway. Oh man, why am I even trying? Okay, he's in the next stage. He's in the next stage. Can we trick him? Ooh, that was lucky. I thought we lost that one. We are still not hitting. But we could go for a feint here. Why? Okay, he missed. He's on 113 now. We've got 3 actions. Wow. Let's go with full offensive focus. Nah, he's just gonna go in, right? It's 20. If that's not... Yeah, he's defensive focused now. If that's not our chance to hit something here... Let's feint with a simple one. Okay, nice. Now, can we strike? No, we can't. Can we do this? No. Can we take even more from him? I don't want to do this because I know it's gonna not work. Yeah, 40. Told ya. Fucking told ya. Okay, he missed. We have trick again? No, we don't. We're gonna recover, hopefully. Now we're gonna try to hit him. Into the arm. Yes, hard pressed him. Rebound focused. Oh, we've got a chance. We've got a chance. Don't panic. Arm on 18. Arm on 18. Yeah, hard pressed, but we are now in the second phase as well. Arm again. Yes! Okay, we got him. We hopefully got him now. Minus. How is it all a minus? Simple trick. To get into his range. Of course we did not. It's bad. That was our chance. Why? Oh. Why? Yeah, now he recovers everything. Oh man. That's bullshit. Now we have nothing. Let's go offensive focus. Get him out of his position. So we continue. Where are we at? Alright, round 20. It's our turn. And Pompeian Evocatus is coming close to being tired. And we are up by 40 right now. Okay, we are on plus 16. We are on attack mode. We will... soft spot we won't hit. Ooh, there's a chance for us to hit, but he's also on full. So let's try to get him into a bad position first. That's good. And now he will try to recover probably, so we have a chance to hit his leg. Yes! Another hit. And the leg hit especially brings him closer to the next stage. Look at this. He's very close to the next stage. We're gonna go offensive modus again. He's gonna recover. And he's now in fatigue mode, in the tired mode. The second of a few more. We are only on fatigued, small, so we should slowly creep up. Same trick again. We're gonna feint him. Resisted. But we could try to hit him again. Yes! That's perfect. Okay, he's recovering and he's going defensive mode. Gives us a chance to go offensive mode. Yeah, okay, we go offensive mode again. Only takes us up 1 fatigue. Going defensive again, okay. We're gonna go right into his front. Yes, and yes. And we're gonna try to hit his leg again. We're gaining the upper hand. We're gaining on him. Rebound focus. It gives us a chance to hit him again. We're gonna try... He's gonna try to get up. We're gonna try to hit his arm. Yeah, 29 is fine. We're gonna recover. Oh, come on. Okay, he recovered and he tries to hit me and nearly makes it. Wow. What a bastard. What a bastard. How am I not recovering? Yeah, with the plus 64, I'm better recovering. But we brought him close to exhausted already. Whilst we are in a good position to just get him out of his position. Perfect. Now we feint him again. Nothing happened. We are plus 6. That's too much. Try it again. This time it works. Yes. Plus 6 again. recovery +3 fails. Can we hit him again? No, we can't. No effect. No offensive bonus. Okay, we're gonna go offensive focused. Because he's defensive mode anyway. Yeah, but we're coming closer to him. It's way too quick for me because we are doing 2 and he's only doing 1 action per turn. But we got a chance here. 80 is good. Yes. We brought him close to his next level. Gonna try that again. Defended. We're gonna go recovery. Okay, we're still okay-ish. Wow, he recovered twice, but he's close to his breaking point. We're gonna go offensive focus. That's only taking us 1 fatigue. Yeah, he's now full again. And he's on 249. And now we play the same game again. Have it. And now we strike him again. Strike him on the arm. Nice. Oh yes. Yes, now he's down a -32. And he's close to collapsing. Yeah, that looks great. We're gonna arm hit him again. Yeah, now we are also on the next stage, but we are inching closer to him just... We recovered, really. But +10 fatigue. Great for us. We're gonna trick him. Nice. And now we're gonna get an attack off. Onto his arm again. Told ya, we're gonna win over the exhaustion game here. Through the exhaustion. That's the way we do it here. Arm. Yeah, slowly creeping there. Leg. Oh, groin. Groin looked really nice. But he's now collapsing. In a minute he's collapsing. Yeah, look at this. How about a groin hit? Oh, he is nearly dead. Just a simple strike on the arm and he should be dead. Yes! Gaius, my man. Crushing victory. Got him. Rosonius is the victor. The whole century rejoices. Gives us competitiveness up. Gaius gets some awarded a pair of silver armillet for his battle prowess. Competitive noise compounds into morale, and morale is on 60. Nice. I'm gonna save it here as well, and we're gonna continue. So, I don't know what's gonna happen here. Strong reinforcements were on the way from Syria to join the enemy. Metellus Scipio, Pompey's current father-in-law, took control of 2 legions that once had served under the late Crassus. According to last reports, they are east of here, between Thessalia and Macedonia, where Calvinus was sent by Caesar with the 11th and the 12th shortly after you had to join. The 2 armies are keeping each other in check for the moment. There have been no battles, only minor skirmishes and ambushes. More weeks go by, the immense outworks have been completed. Defensive perimeter of Pompeian is 15,000 paces long, yours is 17,000. Despite being under siege, Pompeians have managed to fence off enough ground to forage for now. Lingering fatigue is reduced. You are well stocked as far as meat is concerned, but wheat is a serious problem. You have used up the entire supply, and there's none to be found in the area. By mixing milk with a root called chara, which grows in abundance around here, the men have learned to obtain something similar to bread. It tastes awful, but it does keep a man on his feet. You are leading a small patrol about 10 miles behind your defensive line when you come across an abandoned farm. Inside one of the buildings, you are astounded to find 9 jars full of well-preserved wheat. This is worth a small fortune. The price of wheat is through the roof, just as happened last year near Ilerda. Report its person as soon as you go back so that it can be carried to your camp. Find a way to sell it on the black market. No, we're giving it to the camp. Even though it's just a drop in a pond compared to the needs of the entire army, every little bit helps, and it gives integrity and opinion. On Caesar's directive, all the water courses that traverse the enemy territory have been either diverted or obstructed. One more problem for the Pompeians to deal with. They're also experiencing a shortage of fodder, a serious threat to their superior cavalry. The situation, on the other hand, is likely to improve. Harvest season is not far away from now. Your wheat problem will not last forever. You and your sentry are picked at camp, except for the artillerymen who have been deployed in one of the forts. Caesar left at night with a large escort headed for the city of Dyrrhachium. Very unusual, he never went there since the siege began. Everything is calm here, but not so much elsewhere. Miles away from you, at the fort, the first light of dawn reveal that a hostile army has been approaching Pompey's defensive line. Enemy bowmen unleash swarms of arrows at your fortification while the heavy infantry advances. I think we're going. What are artillery? 42. That's not. I think we're gonna go with this one. Aim at the infantry. Yes, we hit that. Still far. Some of the bolts strike through their compact ranks for shocking effect. As they advance, your Scorpion team keeps pounding them. Artillery goes up. Despite the losses, they make it to the ditch in front of Bastion. Part of them get immediately to work, throwing earth into it to make it crossable. In addition to the arrows and bolts, the javelins and stones fill the air as each party tries to suppress the other. The assailants have managed to fill up the trench here and there, but not enough to mount a quick and massive crossing. First onslaught is repelled, and Germanic auxiliaries on your side carry out a sally to exploit the confusion. They attack Pompeian with a savage and fierceness, driving them away. Simultaneously at camp, shortly after the smoke signals from the forts are seen, the legate in charge takes 2 legions to rescue the defenders. You stay behind with a very small detachment, hardly enough to guard the camp perimeter. The relief force comes back not many hours later. The Pompeians gave up on their attack almost as soon as they saw it approaching. A few of the forts were hit pretty heavily, harder than the one defended by your artillery team, but they held their ground. Caesar's also back. You've heard that not everyone who had set out with him returned. They were ambushed on the way to Dyrrhachium by horsemen and skirmishers. Pompey must have moved them near the city by sea. Something convinced Caesar to go to Dyrrhachium last night. A message, some say. The attack on the fort was no coincidence. Pompey, the clever old fox, has been commanding armies since before you were born. Okay, for a few days in a row, Caesar takes his legions as close as possible to the enemy camp, then deploys them on a flat terrain to offer battle. Pompey cannot refuse such an opening challenge without affecting his standing and the morale of his men, but he finds a shrewd way to deal with it. He positions his army so close to his camp that the cohorts in the third line are actually on the rampart, near enough to those in the first that they could throw their javelin ahead of them. Under such conditions, no battle is going to take place. Your commander closes the 2 narrow access routes to Dyrrhachium with more outworks. Pompey uses his ships to take his horses back to his fortified territory, but the lack of fodder in his camp has become critical. The pack animals have less priority on the first victims. When the wind blows from the sea, it carries a nauseating whiff from certain areas of the enemy-controlled land. You got used to a lot of things, but never to the stench of death. You do not envy the Pompeians. It must be unbearable where they are. It is dawn, and you are discussing today's activities with your Optio when you notice smoke signals from the fort to the south. Your sentry is summoned and aggregated with its cohort, ready to assemble with other units to march towards the new threat. You are eventually joined by Caesar, who takes the lead. The alert seems to be originated from the southwestern end of your perimeter, where the fortification reached the sea. It is only when you arrive next to the base of the 9th Legion, which is currently guarding this section, that you comprehend the extent of the blow that your side has to suffer. From near the camp of the 9th, outworks extend for about 3,000 paces towards the sea, forming the southern border of your containment line. The segment is fortified both on the northern side, facing the territory controlled by the Pompei, and on the southern side, in the case the enemy tries to circumvent the defense by sea. However, the meridional border and the portion directly looking at the sea have weak spots. They cannot be seen from afar, but they are there and can be exploited. Some speculate that 2 auxiliary officers who were recently defected from the army, 2 capable cavalry commanders who were found guilty of stealing from the pay of their own men, might have informed Pompey. Last night, Pompey must have sent a detachment to the south by boat. Then, at first light, he attacked with many cohorts from the north and with the other forces directly by sea from the west. 2 cohorts of the 9th that were garrisoned that part of the line were overwhelmed from 3 directions and were routed. Reinforcements were sent from their camp, but they met with their fleeing comrades and panicked. Antony was close to the area, herded with 12 cohorts, and prevented any further advance of the enemy along the fortification, but it mattered little at that point. The Pompeians were crossing a southern defensive line en masse. According to our reconnaisseurs, they are already building a new camp on the other side. The encirclement is no more, they've broken through it. The afternoon rolled around. Caesar is having a camp built closer to the new enemy base. All of a sudden, he gathers 33 of the available cohorts, including the one you belong to, for a new task. Time is short and you're told very little. There's an abandoned camp and originally built by the 9th north of the perimeter line that Pompey crushed this morning. He had occupied and extended it at some point, but then abandoned it too for his own reasons. It remained unclaimed in no man's land for a while, but Caesar's scouts have just reported one of the enemy legions has moved in. The commander wants to destroy to immediately retaliate for this morning's defeat. He cannot let Pompey claim an untarnished victory today. If the news spreads to the rest of the Republic, his position and yours by extension might become very difficult. The cohorts are divided between two wings. Caesar takes direct control of the left, your cohort ends up on the right. The ground is very irregular and marked by narrow passages. You often lose sight of the other wing. At one point, you reach a rampart apparently unmanned. You follow it with a caution, thinking it's part of the camp you are supposed to attack, but there are no enemies around. Eventually, it takes you to the bed of the river. This is definitely not a camp. You have gone astray. The men tear down the undefended barricade and cross it. It must have been part of an outwork built by the Pompeians to connect the camp to the river. The horsemen assigned to your group follow. They are crossing the rampart through a confined passage when those at the top suddenly become shaken and turn back in a hurry. They have seen something ahead, something that terrified them. Either Pompey learned of Caesar's maneuver, or he was expecting it. As far as your horsemen flee, the infantry starts retreating too, afraid of being struck at the side of the barricade against a much superior force. The retreat quickly turns into a rout. Stay at the back of your century to guard it in case things take a turn for the worse, or with quickness, get out of the strap as soon as possible. Quickness is 49, we don't have that. Or with discipline, what is our discipline? 59. Oof, we don't have that either. Get out of the strap, or stay at the back of his century to guard it in case things take a turn for the worse. Discipline. Discipline 59 is not it. But this is also not it. I mean, we've got high morale. We get +7, I think. Morale is 91. Should be superb. +7. Could be enough for the quickness. This is definitely not enough. Or maybe 59 is +7 is 66. Ooh, maybe. Maybe. We're gonna do the discipline. Oh, is that a 75? No, that's a 70 probably. Okay, get out of this trap. 49 +4 is the morale. Oof. As you run as fast as you can, just like everyone else, everybody is jostling back toward the rampart. You drop down, but the tumult is uncontrollable. You land awkwardly, losing your balance. 2 legionnaires knock you down and trample you. Health goes down. As you run away, you hear sickening sounds behind you. Some people jumped down the rampart and were crushed by those who followed. You hasten through round narrow paths. The hoof beats at the enemy cavalry are never too far. And terrified cries of those who are overrun fill you with primal dread. The few miles separating you from safety feel much longer than they are. You finally reach the surrounding of your new camp. Caesar and the left wing are back as well. You do not know why Pompey did not pursue your army all the way to its camp today. If he did, he might have destroyed it completely. His victory could have been total and conclusive. Someone conjured that maybe he feared a trap. Defeat was an almost unknown experience to you. You cannot sleep at all tonight. Morale is down. Ugh. That was not good. Nobody feels any better in the morning. It was a sudden appearance of the enemy cavalry that caused your horsemen to panic yesterday. The left wing had managed to break into the secondary camp of the Pompeians, but then they saw several legions approaching. From the ramparts, they could only also catch a glimpse of what was happening in your wing. Some of them were gripped by dread and lost control. They fled, and their fear spread like an avalanche, just as it had happened amongst those who were with you. It was the worst day since you joined the army. Between Pompey's offensive and the failed counterattack, you may have lost 1,000 of your brothers. 32 tribunes and centurions have fallen. As many standards were captured by the enemy. The primi ordains of the 9th are all dead, except the primus principes. Caesar gets everyone together in the new camp. He wants to address the troops. You doubt he slept last night, but he shows no sign of tiredness as he speaks with his usual intensity. He reminds you all you have achieved so far. Deeds that a single defeat cannot overshadow. Italia was secured with no losses, and the 2 Hispanian provinces are safe and peaceful thanks to your toil. Sometimes you were assisted by luck. You braved a much superior fleet and landed unharmed on the shore of the sea. Yesterday you were not. When luck seems to abandon you, you bring her back to your side by doubling your efforts. You already suffered a similar reverse outside Gergovia. And when it came to pass, you doggedly persevered till you transformed it into your greatest triumph. The troops are lifted up by Caesar's words. Some officers go as far as asking him if they takes his legions to the battlefield now so you can make amends for yesterday. Commander refuses. This is not the time. So morale is low. Okay. Of course it's not. You may feel better than before, but it will take time to recover fully. The trauma is fresh. Pompey's enthusiasm instead must be through the roof. Facing them now would be a fatal mistake. There are no more reasons to stay here near Dyrrhachium. The following night, the baggage convoy and one legion leave camp unseen by the enemy. They must reach Apollonia with no delay. During the fourth watch, the last 3 hours before dawn, the rest of you set off in the same direction. Everyone except 2 legions who stay behind with Caesar for a while longer to trick the opposing force into believing that your base is still fully staffed. You eventually come to your old camp near Asparigum, which is still intact. Caesar and the rearguard arrive later, followed by the enemy in pursuit. Pompey also occupied his old camp. Your horsemen leave, pretending to go foraging, but Caesar has arranged for them to secretly come back through the rear gate. By the commander's order, everyone must remain inside the camp. Many of the Pompeians instead are seen leaving their fortification. Some are looking for supplies, others are retracing their steps to Dyrrhachium to recover their baggage, which they must have left behind in the rush to give chase. When too large a part of the enemy is scattered to follow, Caesar orders to hit the trail again. You put as many miles as possible between the foe and you. Pompey does not give up, not immediately at least. It is only on the 4th day that you stop seeing the telltale clouds of dust behind you. It's cold comfort. Where Caesar's adversary is going, you are likely to find the final result unpleasant. For you reach Apollonia, you know you will not stay here long. Lingering fatigue is reduced, you keep the vow, sestertii, and okay, that's the end of this part. So we are in Apollonia now. Let's give another one to discipline. And you, the troops, you get... That's 2, that's 2. This is 1, this is 2, this is 1, this is 1, this is 2. Okay, then this and that. So here we are. We are in camp and it's episode 15, only 2 turns. We are gonna do this next time around. So this was end of part 12, part 13, and now end of part 13, part 14, and now part 15 is coming next time around. We're gonna finish off this episode again with maps, if I can find maps. Hopefully there will be some. I will show you what happened in episode 13 and in episode 14. So 14, the whole Pompeii thing in the Illyria and around here, Dyrrhachium, and the episode 13, part 13, where we were in Hispania. So yeah, follow me to the maps. So I didn't find any direct maps, but I found one we can use as an overview of what happened in Act 13 and also what happened in Act 14. So last episode we did most of the Act 13, and I didn't give you an overview of what happened there. That was the beginning of the whole Civil War shenanigans and our travels to Hispania. And Act 14 was the part we played today, and these were the fights. So let's see here. That's an overview of the whole of the empire, I think around or after the Civil War, but it shows all the important parts where we can point to show you where we went. So, in Act 13, we started off after the Gallian Wars, and after some political shenanigans, we were roped into a civil war and pledged our troops to Caesar. And the beginning of the troubles, we were stationed somewhere in central Gallia. There was no specific place mentioned. I guess somewhere here-ish. And Caesar was rumored to be in the city of Ravenna, somewhere here, and from there crossed the river Rubicon, and one of the more well-known historical events if you are at least partially interested into the antiques. And then this was a small river, but a massive boundary, which meant civil war. And it was mentioned that Pompey was in Apulia, a region here in the southeast of Italia. This is where Caesar tried to get him, but he and all of his crew sailed from there over to Epirus. And once he was gone, Caesar came back to the north, and 2 things happened. There was a siege at Massilia here by Ahenobarbus, and our troops were sent through the Pyrenees and around here into Hispania. And we were squared up by the leaders of Aphronus and Petreius around Ilerda, which is around here. And this is where the whole bridge and river game happened. And then we had the fight around Ilerda and blocked the path to this other river. And the enemy fortifications path to the river Socorus should be all around here, near Ilerda. And then they gave up and disbanded. That was what happened in the Act 13. And in Act 14, we began the story with us hearing about the siege in Massilia still going on, and then being won by Trebonius against Ahenobarbus, which was more or less a navy battle around there. And in the downtime, we were stationed in Placentia in Gallia Cisalpina, I think somewhere around here, where we awaited more news. And after the near mutiny, all armies were ordered to Brundisium, which is here in Italia. And the plan is to use the ships to get to the region of Epirus over here, where Pompey is with his legions. And here, luckily, Wikipedia again has a nice little map for us to get a sense of the location in Epirus. So if we take this zoomed in map of the old regions of Epirus, Illyrium, Thessalia, and Macedonia, we can see that whilst we were waiting for the return of the transport, Caesar took these cities, Apollonia and Oricum. And after our trouble to get to Epirus, we landed way up here in Lissus. And this is where we met up with Caesar again and heard of Pompey being camped at Asparagum and marched there. And with only a bit of sword rattling, we left to get to Dyrrhachium, where the war equipment of Pompey was supposed to be. And with both armies camping around the city, this is where the weird fortification race happened. And here is a map of that situation, and to get an idea of what happened. And down here is where Caesar's legion was destroyed from the sea, and where this whole route took place. And from there, we then ran off and went away up north again and got to the city of Apollonia. And this is where we are at right now. And that's where we're going to continue next time. So, thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.